Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Saturday. Hello there, Frank. Hi, Michael. Rare Saturday game, yes indeed. Boy, I can tell you what, if you didn't see yesterday's game, holy cow, what a finish. I kind of wish I would have put more, done a little better job of broadcasting the bottom of the eighth. But I have to admit, I was as shocked as any of you. And hello to Kenyon and hi, Ben. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Had my draft this morning. I'm a little flustered. 140, no, that's not right. 280 players picked in just under 4 hours. Hi, Robert. Hello, Jeremy. And hello to Franklin. Welcome, everyone. Today, of course, we're going to pick up where we left off. The second game of the doubleheader, New York at Washington. And this is the last game of the date of May 30th, 1966. And tomorrow we'll move on to May 31st. Hey, that's my birthday. It actually is, May 31st. Not tomorrow, but May 31st. And we have Jim Bouton coming out of the bullpen to make his first of what would be, it's right there, 19 starts that year. Bouton so far 12 relief appearances. He's 1-0 with a 3.12 ERA, having a pretty good year, 26 innings of work. He's been more or less the long man, or the middle man out of the Yankee pen. And yeah, we'll go for it, Frank. Frank has a trivia question for us as we get underway here. Diego Segui pitching for Washington. He's made 4 starts, 2 relief appearances. He's 2-2 with a 3.38 ERA, 27 innings of work. Segui 5 in real life. So Segui so far has certainly outperformed his card. Let's look at the card. Boy, yeah, he sure has. It's not pretty. Yet he's managed a 3.38 ERA so far. Okay. Here's Frank's trivia question. What relief pitcher once went 17-5 with 20 saves? You know, I think I know who that might be. And hello, Bill. Welcome. Well, Bill says Hiller, so that wasn't who I was going to guess. Which means I'm probably wrong. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Bill's good at these things. Oh, Frank says that's not right. I was going to guess Roy Face, so I'll just throw that out there. Here's the lineup for the Yankees. Pretty similar to the first game. Roy White leads it off in left field. Bobby Richardson at second base. Mickey Mantle in center. Joe Pepitone at first base in the cleanup spot. Tom Tresh is down at third. Roger Repose gets the start in right field. Clete Boyer is at short, and Jake Gibbs will catch the nightcap in the 8th spot with Bouton batting 9th. Jim Constantine. Nope, he got it. Campbell of the Twins. Was that Bill Campbell? Hello, Mike. You're just in time. Just about ready to get underway here. We've given you the Yankee lineup. The Senators in the field have actually Bill Campbell, Texas. It's the same Campbell, though, isn't it? Senators have Casanova behind the plate for game 2. Nen, Blasingame, Brinkman, and Savarin. So a different second baseman and a different first baseman from game 1. And the outfield, Howard, Locke, and King in right. Valentine goes to the bench. And greetings to Dan Port and welcome. Okay, let's fire it up, guys. Here we go. Seguy's ready. And here's Roy White at 248, 4 homers, a dozen RBIs. Switch hitter, batting left-handed. That's going to be a 110 fly ball the other way into left field. Frank Howard is there, and we are underway. Here on a Saturday, kind of a gloomy Saturday, but it is a lot warmer than it has been. Holy cow. According to this computer, we're up to 46 degrees here. It's practically a heat wave. I hear that, Frank, yeah. Frank says if I ever go on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I'm going to use Bill as the telephone call lifeline. I'll second that. If I get on any game show where I'm allowed to call somebody, I want to make sure I have Bill's phone number by me in my pocket. Make sure Bill's by the phone. Hello, Joel Turney. Welcome. Okay, here's Richardson now. Richardson, 267, 3 homers, 16 RBIs. The pitch from Diego Segui is a 3-11, and he bangs a base hit up the middle into center field. Leadoff single for Segui. What am I saying? First hit off of Segui. It's a 1-out single for Richardson. Excuse me. Get in the game, Steve. Come on. Here's the Mickey Mantle at 246, 6 home runs, 17 RBIs. Batting left-handed against Diego. Segui from the stretch. That's going to be a 5-6 left-handed. Grounder to second base. This is 2. It's Blasingame to Brinkman to Nen, double play. And that'll do it for the Yankees in the first inning. After half an inning, it's New York nothing, Washington coming to bat. Welcome, Annabelle. He probably does want to go outside. Oh, now Frank says it is the Twins. Okay, guys, let's get this straightened out now. No, I could look it up, but I don't want to take away from the game. All right, as Boughton gets ready to work, let's give you the Washington lineup for today's game. Don Blasingame at second base leading things off. Bob Savarin at third. Jim King gets the start in right field today. He'll bat third. Frank Howard in left in his familiar cleanup spot. Dick Nen at first base. Don Locke will be in center. He played center the first game, but he drops down to the 7 spot for the nightcap. Paul Casanova will catch game 2. Eddie Brinkman at short and Segui, the pitcher, round out the lineup. Here's Boughton, making his first start of the season. Once again, he did appear in 12 games out of the bullpen. Frank's still mowing his own lawn. How about that? Hello, Bob Cole, and welcome. Can't argue with that one. Here's Blasingame. Blasingame at 236 does not have a home run, just 2 RBIs. Just 72 at-bats for Blasingame. This is just his 22nd game he's appeared in. Boughton into the windup. That's a 3-8 right-handed, and he bangs a base hit into right field past the diving Richardson, and Blasingame is aboard. So a leadoff single for Washington. Let's check his running rating now. Not a star stealer. We'll look at the Yankees' battery anyway. Boughton a -2 hold. And Gibbs a 0. So Blasingame, he'll be stationed at first base. And here's Savarin. Savarin 247, 2 homers, 9 RBIs. Switch hitter batting left-handed against Boughton. And here's the pitch from the stretch. That's a 6-8 lefty. Grounder down to first. Pepitone has it. He goes down to Boyer. Steps on the bag. Back to first, not in time. That'll be a 3-6 force. So Blasingame erased on the play. Savarin standing at first now with 1 out. And Jim King will be the batter. King at 277, 8 home runs, and a team leading 23 RBIs, all in just 83 at-bats. So Boughton gets the sign from Gibbs. Here's the pitch to King. That's a 1-5. Grounder to shortstop. It's hard hit. Boyer to Richardson to Pepitone. A double play, and the inning is over. No runs a hit, nobody left on, and we're scoreless after an inning. Both teams put a man on. Both teams grounded into double plays, and we go to the second. Yeah, Ben, you've got enough other problems to worry about there other than mowing the lawn, right? And there's Jeremiah. Sorry, I can't help it. I'm not picking on you, Ben, but you know, in all fairness, you volunteered the information, and yes, you did. That's a hard one for me to. That's almost impossible to resist. For those that don't know, Ben has been cursed with a rather high drama roommate. Let's just say. Okay, to the second inning we go. Pepitone will start things off for the Yankees. He's hitting .278, 4 home runs, and his 23 RBIs ties him with Tresh for the team lead. Left-handed batter. That's a 2-5. It's a double to 6 against a right-hander on an 18. That's going to hang up in center for Locke, who makes the catch for the out. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. And that's one reason why I tease you a bit, because better days ahead for sure. Here's Tresh now. Tresh hitting just .179. He does lead the team in home runs with 8. And again, tied with Pepitone with 23 RBIs. Switch hitter batting lefty. Here's the pitch on a 2-10. Fly ball into left field. There's Howard to make the catch, and 2 quick outs for Segui. That'll bring up Roger Repose. Repose pinch hit in the first game. He gets the start in right field in the nightcap. 8 for 32, that's a .250 average. Does not have a home run, just 1 RBI for Repose. Segui, the windup in the pitch on a 1-4, a single on a 1, but the liner is speared at first by Dick Nen on an 18, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Diego Segui. For those of you guys who don't know, I don't know if she's still here or not, but Annabelle Paul is actually my aunt. And funny story there, because she's 6 months younger than me. I often tell people she's my cousin, simply so it doesn't confuse them or so that I don't have to explain it. Just makes it simpler that way. She lives here in town, sure. No, I don't think she's been in the chat before. Pitcher's game so far, Franklin. Washington will send up the cleanup man, Frank Howard, to start things off. Howard at 301. 3 homers, 18 RBIs. No, not at all, man. Although I should point out that I watched the last game of the World Series with her at her house. Her husband was on a trip somewhere. I can't remember where. I should know that one. I brought Mookie with me. A good time was had by all. Okay, here's Howard. Boughton gets the sign from Gibbs now. Here's the pitch to Howard. It's a 6-8 right-handed, a hard grounder down to third. Tresh backhands it, fires across to Pepitone. Easy play for Tresh, and Howard is retired. Well, they know I'm on here. I'm not sure about the celebrity part. Here's Dick Nen. Nen at 200 even. That's 20 for 100. Boy, even I could figure that one out without the stats being flashed in front of me. 2 home runs, a dozen RBIs for the left-handed hitting first baseman. Boughton set. Here's the pitch on a 2-7 right-hander, and he loses him ball 4. So a 1-out walk to Nen. Nen no threat to run. And that'll bring up Don Locke, the center fielder. Locke at 198, 4 homers, just 8 RBIs. Boughton from the stretch. Pitch to Don Locke is a 2-9. Struck him out. First strikeout of the day. And it's a called strike 3. Home plate umpire Marty Springstead rings him up. And that'll bring up Casanova, the catcher. Just 172 average. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Boughton's pitch is a 6-5, a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be a tough chance for Boyer, a 3-19 as he ranges behind the bag. Here's the play on a 16. He's there. Feeds Richardson for the force, and that'll retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We've got 2 scoreless innings in the books. 13, no, I'm here. Well, some of the people that have the alerts set up, and mine never work. That's another thing. I've tried to set up alerts for other channels I follow. I never get a notification. I still don't understand it. I think I'm doing it right, but obviously I'm not. Okay, 3rd inning, bottom third of the Yankee order. Clete Boyer will start it off. He's hitting .243, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs. Segui gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Boyer. It's a 3-10 right-handed ground ball, hard hit to short. Brinkman backhands it and fires across to Nen. 1 away. And here's Jake Gibbs, the left-handed hitting catcher, giving Elston Howard a game off. Gibbs, the leading hitter on the team, only 30 at-bats though. 11 for 30, it's a .367 average, and he has a pair of home runs. So Gibbs has been very productive in limited playing time. Segui's pitch, it's a 6-8 left-handed, and that is ripped into right field for a base hit. Triple to 9, he rolls to 15. And Gibbs' hot hitting ways continue with a 1-out single. That'll bring up the pitcher, Boughton. Boughton, not a good hitting pitcher. Let's check his bunt rating. I keep forgetting to write that in. He's a B. What is Washington going to do? I'm going to let the die decide. 1-3, we're going to be in. They're going to pull it in for Boughton, and he's going to square to bunt. He's a C now. Boughton squares on a 5. That's good enough. Pitcher Segui has to field it, and that advances the runner. So Gibbs in scoring position. 1 through 12 runner, that's not bad for a catcher. Trying to pick him up, the leadoff hitter, Roy White. Mrs. Bullfrog, I commend you. Good job. Runner takes his lead. Segui pitch to White. That's going to be a 6-6, and he walks him. 2-out walk to White. That'll get Bobby Richardson to the plate. Frank and Bob, you know, I'm not going to say anything at this point. I can't disagree. Richardson singled his first time up, 1 of 2 Yankee hits so far. Runners take their lead. Segui comes in there with a 4-7, single to 16, but it's a star single. He gets it on the 12, and the bases will be loaded. Just a one base advance for everybody on the one-star single. Excuse me. And the Yankees certainly have the man at the plate they want to have. It's Mickey Mantle with the bases loaded and 2 away. Mantle bounced into a double play his first time up. Segui shakes one off, now sees one he likes. Full windup. Pitch to Mantle is a 1-9. He just missed it, grounder to first. Nen takes it to the bag himself, and the Yankees leave the bases loaded. No runs, 2 hits, 3 left on. Waste not, want not, I'm telling you. Remember yesterday they got 1 run early. Tried to sit on it. They ended up losing 2-1. Here's Boughton now. Shortstop Eddie Brinkman will lead it off for the Senators. Brinkman at 256, 2 home runs, 17 RBIs. Boughton with the pitch. That's going to be a 1-8 right-handed. It's a hard hit ball to short. Boyer fields it cleanly and throws over to Pepitone for the out. Here's Segui now. He's a 1 right-handed hitter. Boughton's pitch on a 5-8. Lazy fly ball to right. Repose drifting over to it. And he makes the grab for the second out. 2 down quickly in the third. Here's Blasingame, the leadoff man. Single to lead off the first, the only hit of the game for Washington so far. And here's Boughton's pitch. On a 6-10 lefty, he grounds it to third base X. Tough chance for Tresh. 323. Ranges towards the line. On a 17, he's got it. Strong throw across. Retires the side. Nice play by Tresh there. 1-2-3 inning for Boughton. We're a third of the way through. No score. Yes, it is, Franklin. On the other hand, Senators have 1 lone single. So both pitchers on top of their game this afternoon so far. Diego Segui, just a 5 for endurance. So don't expect him to go deep into the game. And Pepitone will lead it off. Pepitone's 0 for 1. Segui gets the sign from Casanova. Here's the pitch. That's a 1-10 right-handed. Pops him up right side. Blasingame makes the catch. 1 away. Yes, indeed, it is. Here's Tom Tresh now. Flew to left his first time up. Segui's pitch is a 6-6 left-handed, and he loses him, ball 4. That's the second walk issued by Segui. 0 hold. Casanova with a -1 arm. So Tresh at 12, not held, not a star stealer. He'll stay put, and Roger Repose will hit away. Segui working out of the stretch. 5-6 lefty, ground ball second base. That's a double play ball all the way as it's Blasingame to Brinkman to Nan double play. Second double play turned by the Senators. That will end the inning. And the Yankees come up empty again. Twice Segui getting a double play when he needed it. Yes, he was, Michael. That's for sure. Arguably a better player than his dad. Oh, my goodness. Let's see, where am I now? Boughton's on the mound. And Bob Savarin will lead off the bottom of the 4th for Washington. Savarin 0 for 1. Boughton into the windup. That's a 5-5 left-handed. That's a homer to 12. He's a weak, however. On a 7, that will be a long single for Savarin. So perhaps a break for Boughton, not having an end batter up there when the 5-5 was rolled. And here's King. King bounced into the 6-4-3 his first time up. Boughton out of the stretch now. That's going to be a 5-8 left-handed fly to center playable. Mantle is there and makes the catch. Trotting back to first is Savarin. Big Frank Howard strides to the plate. Frank grounded to third his first time up. Boughton checks the runner. Now set. Pitch to Howard, a 3-4. He goes the other way with it, lifts one into deep right field. Repose backs up a few steps and hauls it in. 2 down, and it'll be up to Nen. I think Nen's son was a pretty good ball player too, if I remember right. Anyway, he walked his first time up. Savarin takes his lead, and here's the pitch. 5-4 lefty, shallow fly to right, coming on hard is Repose, and he's there to make the catch and retires the side. No runs a hit, 1 left. Nothing but zeros for 4. Classic 1966 game, for sure. There you go, Dan, you betcha. A lot of the time, the sons end up being better players than their dads, don't they? The Yankees will have the bottom third of their order as we go to the 5th inning. Hang on a second. I'm trying to see where Mookie is. There he is. Here's Boyer, 0 for 1. Segui gets the side from Casanova. Here's the windup on the pitch. That's going to be a 4-7 right-handed single to 16 on the 20. That's speared by a diving Savarin at third base to rob Boyer of a base hit. I'm telling you what, looking at this 66 season so far for the New York Yankees, not only are they not good, they have not been lucky. That's a bad combination. Here come the exceptions, yep. Rose Jr., Dale Vera, Gwynn Jr. There was a Chris Gwynn, too. Was that his son, too, or was that his brother? I can't remember now. 1 out, here's Gibbs. No, there's nobody out, excuse me. What the hell's going on? What did Boyer do? Four, 7, he lined out to third. Whoops, I put it in the wrong spot. I see what happened. Okay. My mistake. Bear with me. One out, here's Gibbs. Segui in the windup. The pitch is a 5-4 left-handed. A fly to center field X. That's Locke, a good outfielder. 2E9, ranging to his right. It's on a 5, and he makes an incredible running catch to rob Gibbs of a sure single. That's going to be a web gem play by the center fielder Locke, and there's 2 away. Chris was the brother, thank you, Dan. The Perez brothers. Well, Bill was Cal's brother. Here's Boughton. 2 down, nobody on. 6-12, grounder to first base X. That's Nen. Nen a good fielder, 2E15. And here's the play. On a 2, he's not going to get it, though. That's into right field for a base hit. That would have been a tough chance for anybody. And Boughton reaches with the single. So Boughton turns the lineup over. Roy White will come to bat here in the 5th. I remember that, Dan. The pitch to White is a 3-8 grounder to first base, and then has this one. He'll take it to the bag himself, and the side is retired. No runs, a hit, 1 left. So you write the handedness. Well, I've got that part, 1 week R. I keep saying I'm going to put the bunt rating over there, and I keep forgetting to do it. Creature of habit for sure. It just gets worse as we get older, doesn't it? So for Segui, that was his first inning of potential fatigue. Boughton's an S6 rated starter. He's certainly a personality, Michael. A regular on the MLB network. I assume everybody watches that. Honestly, I don't see how you could be a baseball fan and not watch that, at least sometimes. Don Locke will lead off the bottom of the 5th. He struck out his first time up. Ben doesn't get it. Boughton into the windup. The pitch to Locke is a 3-11 right-hander, and he bangs a base hit up the middle. And Don Locke aboard with a leadoff single. Locke, no threat to steal. Decent 14 runner, that's solid. And here's Paul Casanova. From the stretch, that's a 4-8 right-handed grounder to shortstop. Boyer has it to Richardson, on to Pepitone, double play. The Yankees turn their second double play of the game, and with 2 out and nobody on, Eddie Brinkman comes to the plate. Boughton into the windup, 3-9 right-handed, single into left field for Brinkman. Hard ground ball through the hole on the left side. And Brinkman, a star 15 base stealer, 13. Yeah, they're not going to hold him on. He's got the lead if he wants it, 65%. Segui at the plate. He'll swing away. Here's the pitch on a 1-9. Struck him out, not surprisingly. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. 5 innings in the book, and we are still scoreless. Who's going to blink? That is. That's right. If I do say so my damn self. Bobby Richardson will lead off the sixth for the Yankees. He's 2 for 2 today. Segui in his second endurance inning gets the sign from Casanova. 2-6 right-handed, grounder down to third. Savarin has it and throws him out. Yeah, yes indeed, Dan. He will be missed. Definitely a favorite of mine. Here's Mantle. I'd have to say Mulholland Drive is one of my top 5 movies of all time, easily. Mantle 0 for 2, Segui. 2-9, called strike 3. Mantle caught looking. And here's Pepitone. Yeah, it's freaking scary, Frank, I gotta tell you. 0 for 2. Segui with the pitch. That's a 5-10 lefty. Grounder to shortstop X. Brinkman into the hole. 2E29. Here's the play on a 13. He's got it. Plants and throws in time to retire Pepitone. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Segui. Laughing at Dan's comment now. I just saw that, Dan. Another great chat, and I can always tell it is because when I look up, I've missed half a dozen things. For instance, I didn't see Thomas come in. Hello, Thomas. Tall order for Vlad Jr. to outdo his dad. Biggio, no contest. Bichette, still up in the air. Here's Blasingame now, leading off the bottom of the sixth. He's 1 for 2. First inning of potential fatigue for Boughton. He's a 6. Pitch to Don is a 6-4 lefty. A grounder to shortstop X. Tough chance for Boyer. 3-19. Here's the play on a 1. He's not going to get that. That's into left field for a single. Tough chance for anybody on that 1. And Blasingame 2 for 3. Here's Savarin now. Thinking about it. Savarin squares to bunt. He's a B on a 5, and he does the job. He bunts it towards the mound. Boughton has to come off the mound and take it. And that puts Blasingame in scoring position with 1 out. The offensively challenged Senators trying to manufacture a run here in the 6th. Of course, you could say that for both of these clubs. Very even, actually. I'll tell you what the numbers are. The Yankees batting .234 as a team, the Senators .235. The Yankees 40 home runs, the Senators 41. The Yankees 10-5 stealing, Senators a little better, 13-3. Pretty close in offense. Very close. Runner in scoring position, Jim King steps up to the plate. Frank Howard on deck. Boughton's pitch is a 4-5 left-handed. He pops him up. Right side, Richardson will take it. And with 2 out, here is Frank Howard. Dick Nen on deck. If you're thinking about pitching around Howard. Howard 0 for 2. Boughton's going to pitch to Big Frank. Here's the pitch. 2-8 right-handed, fly ball left, playable. White waiting for it to come down, and that will wrap up the inning. No runs a hit, 1 left. And we've now gone 6 scoreless. I agree, Ben. I'd vote for him. That's all I can say. Lou Whitaker for the Hall of Fame. Heck yeah. That's a good point, Bill. I definitely agree with Gritch. I'd have to look at it a little further on Randolph. I'd say they were similar. Gritch had the power that you normally don't see. You know, we might as well at this point. Seguy's about to enter his third endurance inning, facing Tresh, Repose, and Boyer here. Fregosi wasn't consistent enough, I don't think. Campaneris is interesting, though. If Fregosi could have repeated his 3 best years for 7 or 8. Tresh 0 for 1 with a walk. Seguy gets the sign from Casanova. Here's the windup and the pitch to Tom. It's a 5-11 base hit up the middle. A leadoff single for Tresh. That's going to get him scurrying around in the Washington pen. Repose, Boyer, Gibbs. Left-hander Dick Lyons begins throwing. He's joined by the right-hander Casey Cox. Oh, well, that goes unsaid, Michael, of course. They are all quite similar, aren't they? Concepcion, yeah. Tresh aboard, -1, no threat to run. 12, not held. Here's Roger Repose. Roger 0 for 2. Seguy from the stretch now. That's a 110. Struck him out. Big strikeout there from Seguy. And the batter will be Clete Boyer. Boyer 0 for 2 as Seguy comes set from the stretch. That's a 3-8 right-handed grounder down to third base. Saverin has it. Goes to Blassen game for 1. That's all they'll get. Tresh came in hard on the slide. Blassen game decided to eat it. And with 2 down, the batter will be Gibbs. Pitcher spot on deck. What do you do there? Something to think about here. Input is welcomed, as always, of course. Seguy's pitch to Jake Gibbs. That's a 6-10 left-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And we won't have to worry about that decision until next inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Seguy due to lead off the 8th. We stretch for the 7th in a scoreless game. 5 singles for the Yankees, 5 singles for the Senators. Other than the Yankees leaving the bases loaded in the 3rd, nobody has really even challenged for a run. Well, thank you, Bill. It's my kind of game, too, I'll say that. I keep reminding myself in games like this, slow it down just a little bit and, make sure you make the right decisions, because each decision can be crucial in a game like this. I'm going to get some coffee and we'll check in on the Mookie can. That's about the last of the coffee. Let's take a look. I know where he is. Yeah, he's still there. He's on the back of the chair. Here, I'll go around so we can get a better look. That coffee has to warm up anyway. There's his new scratching pole. You can see what he's done to the old ones. Good grief. Just shredded them. This one's really bad. He's got them on this thing too. There's 3 of them on the tower. Anyway, there he is. Say hello, Mookie. Right there, we're looking outside. And we've got what appears to be a frozen lake out there now as the temperature warms up. In fact, there's a flood warning alert for the next couple of days as all the snow melts. I don't pay much attention to that. There might be some streets that are affected, but I've never really seen any of the major streets affected by that. Not that I can remember anyway. That's right, the ice planet. Pull out the skates. You got that right. No more kitchen for a while. I'm not getting that one, Frank. Elaborate. It's warmer lately, no more kitchen for a while. Oh, for Mookie, I get it now. Well, thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. Yeah, the back door, Franklin. It's nice being at the back end of this complex where I'm not looking straight across at someone else's building. It does me too now, Dan, yeah. The song makes me think of The Big Lebowski. Also in my top 5 all-time favorite movies, without a doubt. Here's Nano for 1 with a walk. Boughton in his second endurance inning gets the sign from Gibbs. Here's the pitch now on a 5-9, swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Nan. Nice, Jeremiah. Did you make the raviolis or did you buy them? Walk 1 for 2. Boughton into the windup. 1-6 is a high fly ball driven to left field. White at the track, at the wall, gone. Don Locke finally breaks the tie with a 1-out home run in the bottom of the 7th. And somebody predicted that, but they said the 9th. Still pretty darn good. Don Locke's 5th home run of the season gives the Senators a 1-0 lead. That's going to get them scurrying around in the Yankee pen. Let's see who's due up. Righty pitcher. Then you've got switch hitters and lefties. They're going to get Ramos up. He appeared in this game in real life. He's talking about it. Were they at least the fresh ones, Jeremiah? You know, like from the cold case of the refrigerated section or whatnot, rather than frozen? Oh, beautiful, Franklin. It has its points, that's for sure. Here's Casanova, 0 for 2. Boughton into the windup. 2-6 right-handed, struck him out. And 2 strikeouts and a home run this inning. And the batter will be Brinkman. Steady Eddie, 1 for 2. Boughton's pitches a 2-8, grounder back to Boughton. He's got it. Takes a couple steps to first and tosses it to Pepitone to retire the side. The Senators score first on a 1-out homer by Don Locke. They take a 1-0 lead to the 8th. I'm looking at their defense now. I think it's time to get Howard out of there. Center, who's in right? King. Willie Kirkland will come in to replace Frank Howard in left. Now the Yankees will have no choice but to send up a hitter for Boughton. Trailing by a run. Boughton not coming out. His day is done. Bottom of the 8th, Washington will have a similar decision to make. Boughton goes 7. Fine game for Boughton. 6 hits, 1 run. Walked only 1. Struck out 3. Ramos getting ready down there. And let's see who's on the bench. They're going to go for the downs and bring up Steve Whitaker. Whitaker's got some pop, not a ton of on base. What's he done so far? 1 for 8, and that 1 hit is, you guessed it, a home run. So Whitaker standing in from the left side. Segui gets the sign. Pitch to Whitaker is a 4-4. That's catcher's card X. Casanova. A 2-E8. Here's the play on a 17. Foul out to the catcher. So Whitaker is retired. And that'll bring up the top of the order, White. I'm as surprised as anyone to see Diego Segui still in this game. He's pitched the gem here today. Lyons about ready behind him. Cox sits down. And Ron Klein begins throwing down there, the right-handed save leader on the team. He has 6 of their 10. And here's Blasingame. Wait a second. No, that's the wrong team. Come on. Here's White. Saki into the windup. That's a 2-6 righty, and he grounds it to shortstop. Brinkman has it over to Nen, 2 away. Sagi finds himself 4 outs from a shutout. How about that? Here's Bobby Richardson. He has 2 hits today. Sagi into the windup. That is a 3-7 righty. Grounded to short once again, and Brinkman charges that one on the run just in time to nip Richardson, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Diego Sagi. Holy cow. Now what do you do? Do you bat for Sagi? Ramos will come on and pitch for New York. What do you think, guys? Could end up with a bad beat loss. Yes, he could. 2 say leave him in. Jeremiah wants to pinch hit. Anybody else? Looks like it's overwhelming here. 4-1 so far to leave him in. I have to say, I'd like to see him go for the shutout. Not lost on me is the fact that Senators are kind of in the race, trying to win a game here. But he's going to bat. Ramos ready to work now. 2-5 struck him out. Not all that surprising. Here's Blasingame, 2 for 3. Ramos set on a 1-3 liner right into the glove of Boyer. A little soft line drive to shortstop. Boyer makes the grab. We might take Blasingame out. Here's Saverin, 1 for 2. Ramos delivers a 1-8, and it's a high fly ball to deep right field. Can you believe this? Back goes Repose. It's gone. Bob Saverin has just hit his 3rd home run of the season, and it feels like deja vu all over again. Saverin, a week against righties, now has 3 home runs. He did hit 5. Who remembers the game when Bob Saverin just went nuts? That wasn't that long ago, I don't think. The batter will be King. Ramos, very deliberate now. Nods, the windup to pitch. 4-12 first base X. That's the Gold Glover Pepitone. 1-E-8, here's the play. On a 6, he makes the fine play, feeds Ramos covering, and that will do it. 3-1X. Senators pick up an insurance run, however, on the Saverin home run. Let's take a look at their bench now. Ken Hamlin will come in and take over at second base, replacing Blasingame for defense. I'm not sure if that's any better, really. 3E34, 4E14. Hello, Gonzalo Lira's Bar Tab. Welcome. Well, let me ask you, what is a good time for you? Where are you from, Gonzalo, if you don't mind my asking? Yogi is not on the team. You're in Central Time. So you'd prefer, what, a later game or earlier? Thank you, Dan. Dan, quick to jump in there. Yogi's last season was 65, so he just retired. End of the workday. Gotcha. Not that I'm going to change the time, but I have often thought about throwing a second game into the mix. Just kind of wondering how many people would watch that. Here it is. We go to the 9th. I want to thank everybody for watching today. Here on a Saturday, which I normally don't do, but I stayed in today. Had, like I say, had that draft this morning. Have another draft next Saturday. That's a deep one. That's a long draft. I'm not sure I will do a game then. That's a 14-round draft, so that's 280 players. Today was just 140. That'll probably be a 6-hour draft, I'm guessing. Holy crap, Gonzalo. I didn't even know they still cost that much. I'll take a moment for my shameless plug to ask everybody once again, please subscribe if you haven't already. According to these goofy stats, about 40% of my watch time is from non-subscribers. I know, it makes no sense to me either. Anyway, if you haven't, it's free and it's easy, so hit that subscribe button. And now we go to the 9th inning. Senators lead 2-0. Segui, an S5 starting pitcher. 3 outs from a shutout, and he's got to go through the heart of the Yankee order to get it. Lines and Klein are both ready behind him. Here's the windup. The pitch to Mickey Mantle. 5-7 left-handed. It's a leadoff single for Mickey. And here comes Hodges, and that's going to do it. As much as I'd love to see him go for the shutout, Senators are technically in the race, so they're going to go to the stopper, Ron Klein. So Segui goes 8+. Just 6 hits, no runs so far. He walked a pair. Didn't strike out many. We got a few later. Ended up with 3. And here comes Klein. Klein 3-0, 6 saves, a 2.29 ERA so far. And Joe Pepitone at the plate. Joe 0 for 3 today. Tying run at the plate as Klein checks Mantle. Now from the stretch, comes in there on a 6-11. Fly to right shallow. Here comes King to make the catch. One down, and the batter will be Tresh. Tresh 1 for 2 with a walk. Klein throw over to first, Mantle back to the bag. Now stares in to get the sign. The pitch to Tom Tresh is a 4-8. Grounded to first base, to the right of first. Nen goes down to Brinkman for 1. Back to first, not in time. That forces Mantle. Tresh at first with 2 away, and it's up to Roger Repose. Is it going to be Repose? Let's see what else they have. Maris has fallen in disfavor, apparently. It's going to be Repose. Two down, runner at first. Repose the tying run at the plate. Klein's pitch on a 6-8. Single to 5. Liner speared at first by Ned on the 7. And that's the game. 6-8 lefty. Just missed the 6-9. Holy cow, that was close. No runs to hit, one left. The Senators hold on 2-0. A combined shutout. I'll have the totals for you in just a moment. Yes, sir. It looks pretty unanimous that Diego Segui is the player of the game. Ramos in his inning, 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, and a strikeout. Boughton takes the loss. He's 1-1. Segui with the win, 3-2. And Ron Klein picks up his 7th save of the season. Chief Spokane Gary player of the game, Diego Segui. 8+ scoreless innings, just 6 hits allowed. The totals, the Senators scored 2 runs on 7 hits, no errors. The Yankees, no runs, 6 hits, no errors. And Washington sweeps the doubleheader, scoring a grand total of 4 runs in both games. How about that? The Yankees scored the grand total of 1 run in the 4 games. Thank you, Kenyon. Thank you, Frank. Dan, Ben, Mike, Bob, everybody. There will be a game tomorrow as we move on to May 31st. Let's see who it is. It's going to be Los Angeles Dodgers at Atlanta Braves. And the starting pitchers will be Claude Osteen for the Dodgers and another left-hander, Wade Blassingame, for the Braves. That promises to be a good game. Same usual time, 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. Quick game today, which they tend to be that way when nobody's hitting. And now it's time for my boot heels to be wandering. I'm going to get something to eat. Thanks again, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Check with you tomorrow. Take care, everyone.